Well, it's been over 1,000 days since the last YouTube video was posted here on the SukiddoKids YouTube channel, and it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but every time I would look and see how long it was, it just didn't feel like it. It felt like it was only a week or two, maybe a month or so, but it's been quite some time. And in today's video, I'm going to explain what happened, why things changed, why we stopped uploading, and what the future of SukiddoKids has to offer. First topic at hand is the Miata. I get questions about the Miata all the time. I still have people hit me up on the SukiddoKids Instagram and even my own personal Instagram from time to time about the Miata, or about asking for help with maybe they're swapping their Miata to manual or whatever. That was a big part of the channel there for a while, way back. And I sold the Miata. The Miata was a fun car. It just wasn't a forever car or something I really wanted to hold on to. But ultimately I sold the Miata to kind of loosen up the things that I owned, because I had a lot of things and I was preparing to head out west for some time. I wasn't sure how long or if I was going to end up moving out there. Originally I planned on moving out west, and that's ultimately why I put cars and everything I was doing with cars on a complete hold. I was trying to figure out what I really wanted to do, and I spent many years being so infatuated with the world of skateboarding. I grew up skateboarding, and I always wanted to go out west and see if anybody knows. The West Coast is the pinnacle of skateboard culture. It's the place that you go. It's where all the spots, the skate parks, the whole industry is in, well, Southern California. I sold the Miata and got out of cars to head out that way. I did keep the 8.6, and I still do own the 8.6. I wasn't letting that one go. I got too good of a deal on that. Those are too difficult to obtain for a reasonable price. I mean, if you've got money, you can get one, but I've got tons of parts for that. I stacked up a tons of parts. So eventually the 8.6 will come back. Not anytime soon, because other things I'll get into the video, but I still have the 8.6 and that thing ain't going away. Other than preparing to head out west, and I was having a soul searching moment, whatever you want to call it. I was trying to figure out where I wanted to go, or I wanted to experience some things. I've lived in Ohio my whole life, and I did get to travel quite a few times even before that, but I really wanted to get out on my own and put myself out there, maybe somewhere completely new. And that's what I did. Me and my beautiful girlfriend of multiple years, I think we're going on 5 years, but we headed out there. We spent this past summer, well, 2023 summer, out that way. And other than the whole I wanted to try something new and kind of get out of Ohio, some of the friends that we were hanging out with, or I was doing car stuff with, either were kind of getting out of cars, or they were moving away, or life was happening for them just as it was happening for me in different ways. If you follow me on either of my Instagrams, either it's SukiddoKids page or my personal page, you would have seen I purchased the 240 that's sitting behind me. If you're from the channel way back, you would remember that this was Trent's car. This was Big T's 240SX, and I purchased it off of him back, let's see, last fall. Once I came back from out west, I kind of decided, you know, I realized where I wanted to be. I realized I missed some things, and kind of really accepted myself that what I wanted to do and the things I want to pursue just as a hobby for fun. And the 240 was purchased from Trent. Obviously, if you remember the old YouTube videos on the channel and you remember seeing this, Trent was buying parts and he got the car. It was his first car. He was collecting parts. As you see, the SSRs are still back there. I made I would say, a pretty good deal, buddy deal. I got a friend deal or whatever, a homie deal, homie hookup on it. And obviously, I still live with the guy. We're roommates. He comes out and helps me on the car every once in a while. It's not like the car is completely gone to him. And once he started digging into it more and started realizing the amount of work that this car needed, I think it was kind of above maybe what he was anticipating or what he wanted to get into as his first car. So it sat for a while. Whatever the reason was, it sat for a while. So I ended up obtaining it. I got it off of him and it's here now. A lot of progress has happened to the car. I have some photos of when we pulled the engine. I'll put that in right now. So originally I was planning on keeping the single cam in the car and just manual swapping because this is a factory automatic car. But after kind of looking at my cards and realized how much it would cost to manual swap, it's actually kind of ridiculous. Some of the parts are through the roof compared to other cars, but it's S chassis, so what can you expect? I decided to get rid of the single cam. I was going to keep it for a season, but I decided, no, we're going to swap it because if I'm going to manual swap the car, I might as well just do a whole different swap into it. I'm going to keep the engine reveal for the car for a future video. You guys will see that once we get closer to putting the engine that we have in the car, but unfortunately the car was also a victim to the Ohio weather. I live in what's considered the Rust Belt, and the car also sat for about 7 years before Trent owned it. I've got pictures of different things that I've done on the car. We've got both the front and rear subframes, all the suspension completely pulled out. I've got all new bushings and parts to put in it. I'm gonna go over that in another video as well. So ultimately, the channel is going to start by building the 240. It was always hyped up on the channel back in the day of when we were going to start up the 240. It was always, we're going to start working on it. We're going to. We got parts. We're getting parts. Trent's stacking parts. And well, here we are. Here I am. Now that I own it, I'm going through it completely and building it into a drift car. Well, I might as well pick up the camera and show you the current state of the 240 and where it's at. And then I'll come back and finish off. Alright, I'm going to try to walk through this in about a minute or so it's not too long, but here's the current state of the engine bay. I started cleaning it out after I pulled the engine. I found some rust and I figured, you know, I got to clean it up, weld it in, so I was going to have to put paint in there, and now I'm stripping it down. We're going to paint the whole bay and just start from square one. The bay will be mint for the new engine. Inside, I have the entire interior stripped. Everything's right there, but I knew there was rust holes in here on the floorboards and stuff, so we're getting that handled and gonna have that mint again, as mint as possible. Here's the missing trunk, the invisible trunk. So Trent let the car sit for a while, things leaked in, and just with it sitting in the field, I'm sure that also had an effect on the car losing and rusting out the trunk. 240s and S13s are really common for leaking around the tail lights. They weren't sealed very well from factory, so that also leaks in and it'll rust out your trunk. Trent actually, I'll throw up a clip right now. He lost the tank going over a set of train tracks, so the original gas tank fell out of the car. That's kind of where the whole downfall started for the 240 for Trent. Back here we got the single jingle cam. Like I said, we decided to go a different route for engine, but single jingles do make jam, and single cam for the win, right? I got the single cam in the 8.6, or I did. Little sneak peek for the future, but we got some suspension. Don't want to show you too much of that because that's a different project, different day, different video type stuff. But ultimately, that is the current state of the 240. It's kind of a whole basket case, but it's getting there. Well, as you've seen with the current state of the S13, it's going to need quite a bit more work to get it drivable back on the road and be able to hit the track. I know we spent all those years hyping up trying to become drifters or whatever, and it's taken some time, but I truly feel like this year is going to be the year that at least I personally get on the drift track. And I was hoping by spring I would have the car ready because the first drift event is here in a month. I don't think I'm going to hit that, but we'll see where we land. We see how far we get. The SukiddoKids revival is here. There's a lot of things I would like to do, a lot of ideas I have, more than just YouTube videos. I've got ideas for different things in the entire drift car, small wheels world, and just enjoying cars with the friends, the homies. I've got back to posting on Instagram. I've been posting updates on the car every few days, so if you want to keep up with the car a little bit more than just videos, I would truly appreciate that. I appreciate if you made it this far. I appreciate everybody that subscribed back in the day and anybody that is kind of picking up and tuning back in to where we're starting off. So other than that, do the YouTube stuff, subscribe, whatever, and I'll see you in the next one. This Saturday, be driving down to Georgia to pick up a surprise.
It's just gonna be a
All the way to Georgia.
road trip vlog.
1990 NA Miata, 85,000 miles.
Pictures, whatnot, whatever. 'Cause there's a big old covered bridge over there.
Yeah, I got a Beast tea and oil filter mix.
I'll give you 5 if
We
you
got
drink
tea,
it.
we got 5. We all got 5 on it.
Oh yeah!
First mod, 240 Elite.
Look how happy he is.
He lined up. Mazda Miata, Scion TC, and Trent's 240.
I smell like shit.
Swap an SR20 in it.
5 grand. Yeah, man.
Mint.
Yeah.
Trunk's just rattling, but once I put my 212s in the back, it's not gonna make any difference. It's gonna be. Yeah, just.
Was that a Shelby for sale? JDM only.
Give her the beans, bud. Damon?
I heard Damon pissed on a bus.
Damon pissed on the bus.
You didn't shower today.
All right, bud. The wheel's done here. A little bit of bubbly.
Just a little bit. Does it want some LaCroix?
Put a little LaCroix.
Just coconut.
I think she's dying, man. I think we just died.
I think we died.
I think the poor died.
Yeah. No way.
Mad respect if you made it here. Mad respect.
Mad.
Mad respect, alright, brother.